back. Thank you for all your concern, but first week away with business, might have some really cool news for you soon. Second week, much in rest in Mexico. Found I needed to find myself again. Felt a bit weird whilst being here, which I never normally am. And yeah, had a nice relaxing time. Bit concerned about the boys being on their own because they can't function without me, but I'm back.
We are back at a very busy week at my haunted hotel, and Harry has joined us. He looks darker than ever with a tan of someone that is already really tanned. So I look extra white, I'd imagine, today in contrast to Harry. But that doesn't mean I'm any more of a ghost than I was last week. So moving on throughout the rest of this week, I really want to focus on debunking things. We do this anyway, but I think I want to show you guys more of the amount of time we actually spend just trawling through footage. It's been brought up a few times last week where people do want to see the ins and outs and the behind the scenes sort of stuff, and the amount of time we actually spend here just setting things up and moving things around and making sure that the investigations run as well as they do. It's a full-time job.
We've got a very limited amount of time to now check back some of the big highlights from last week in what turned out to be one of our most active weeks since opening the hotel, really. But I think, you know, judging by a lot of the feedback and a lot of the comments from the last episode, one of the biggest highlights was when the name Rebecca seemed to come through in the brothel section, followed then by a whispery voice that said Arobas. Now, this is pure speculation in my opinion. Yes, it does absolutely sound like Arobas, and that might be the case. However, we have to be very careful that we don't let audio pareidolia play a part in this.
Rebecca! We've had that before. That's been said before.
Rebecca.
What? That's weird.
That was strange.
What the
I still find that people are convinced that the Grace doll being here has affected the entire location and that the entities attached to her can just roam freely within the location. There is absolutely no evidence to support that, and in my opinion, that is just not the case at all. I'm happy to be proved wrong, of course, but we just have to be very, very careful in some of these circumstances that we don't let our imaginations and the fact that the Grace doll is here play a part in affecting our rationality.
Obviously we've got live streaming happening soon, which I'm really excited about, so the general public can watch 24/7 and therefore I don't have to look at the cameras as much anymore. But what I really want to capture is another apparition, not just a shadow figure, but maybe a manifestation of something happening. Maybe Grace can show herself in some type of form. That would be cool. So much possibilities here.
I just want to finally touch upon K2 meters and how easily they can be affected by mobile phones not being on flight mode or not turned off, as well as other things as well, and electrical sources that can set these off. A K2 meter is probably the least effective EMF detector when you're trying to determine what true paranormal sort of fluctuations are and what they consist of. I use an EMF detector called the GQ, which shows you the source of the EMF, such as Wi-Fi systems, nearby radio towers, mobile phones, things like that. We are in a city centre here, and we are in a building that has a lot of electricity in it. However, what I will say is that some of the EMF spikes that we've seen in recent weeks, and going back into season 1 as well, have been a lot more than coincidence. So, you know, these are specifically spiking to certain questions, and that's when we deem the EMF spikes to be of a paranormal nature. When you get K2 meters just spiking randomly or continuously spiking, there is often another cause for that, such as mobile phones, radio towers, Wi-Fi systems, etc. And again, it's just about sort of educating people that come in here who may not be experienced in paranormal investigation, what certain devices do and what they don't do, and recognizing false positives as well.
Hi guys, nice to be back. It's Monday night at my haunted hotel and I've got these two reprobates next to me. Glad to see you boys.
Welcome back.
Nice to see you. Good job the lights are on. We wouldn't see you at all.
That's very true.
You're so tanned, it's unreal.
Surprising, I've been running after the baby all around the pool, all flipping for a week, so didn't get a chance to relax, so I'm so tired tonight.
Oh yeah, I bet. After what, nearly 10-hour flight as well?
Yep.
Ugh.
It is good to be back. Last week was very, very interesting, Brett. A really heavy week of activity. This week is just as busy, but you know, we just need to move this forward now as best as we possibly can.
I think this week, if we can build on what happened last week, would be great. But at the same time, I want to spend a bit more time just really putting a magnifying glass on this place and working out these little details of things.
Are there any spirits here with us? If there are, can you make a knock or a bang?
It's like a haze, isn't it?
What, when you stare at it? Yeah.
Right, let's sit in silence.
Don't talk while that.
Wait, can we just get some more smokes and then okay. If there's anyone here, can you knock on the wall? There's one over there.
They've heard a bang in room 5. So I radioed them, asked them what was going on, and I've checked it back. The bang is pretty impressive, and we've looked back and we've checked room 6. Now this is what happens at the same time.
This is just another key example of how we actively debunk most things in this building, but you guys only get to see really the big highlights that are what we deem to be of a paranormal nature. You don't get to see this kind of stuff, but we're doing it this week.
The first 45 minutes pass and we capture nothing. Our guests make their first switch of the night, and in room 5 we see a familiar theme.
I've got to put it on the chest.
It won't turn off though if you...
I don't think it does.
I don't think that's a good idea to put it on there.
Why?
It's just going to roll off.
No, it's not. It will turn off. It will. Okay, anybody? Shall I move that away from you, Charlotte?
What?
That.
No, it's okay.
Just move that. Just so I know it's not the foot. If there's anybody here, can you please make a noise?
Is Billy here? Or Sarah? Morning. Are you recording then?
Yeah.
Is that you, Billy?
Alright guys, listen up. We are seeing so many investigators and enthusiasts bringing these cat ball devices to the hotel. Now, Brett Jones captured a very clear paranormal event with a cat ball where it rolled across the table, but right now we're going to show you how easy they are to manipulate and debunk effectively. Brett, right here we have a cat ball. Can you clap your hands loudly next to it? There you go. Now wait for it to settle, and I want you to clap again, loud as you can, right next to it. Now obviously that's going crazy now because of how loud your third clap was.
Yep.
Go again. There you go. That is how easy they are to debunk. Now, also, if we knock under the table slightly, when this thing settles,
There you go. Now you're not tapping that hard at all.
No, you wouldn't even know it was happening, would you, really?
The overall point here, guys, and you know, I'm sorry if we sound like party poopers, but the three of us pride ourselves on how much of a serious paranormal investigation this is. And when we see these cat balls constantly going off, we're not claiming that it's not paranormal, but we're certainly not claiming it is paranormal, because we're showing you here clearly how easy it is to manipulate these things, and the slightest vibration or the slightest unsettlement, if you like, if that's a word, on these spirit levels within the cat balls can set them off.
My Haunted Hotel is based on a modern style of paranormal investigation, and it is also designed to educate. We must make others aware of the false positives which can present themselves via certain equipment used. We pick things up halfway through Monday's investigation, and the guests have split into 2 teams.
Who is here in this room with us?
Three. How many spirits are in this room?
Could you tell them how many people there are in the room?
Would you like to communicate with us? We'd like to talk to you.
We have just captured the name Clinton come through the Paracast device, and this is not audio pareidolia. This holds huge significance, as one of our chefs is called Clinton. This pattern is now starting to become more and more frequent as names of team, staff and guests continue to come through.
Right. Can you knock before you come in, please?
Done. Harry.
Harry. Behind which one of us?
Shut up! Don't sit down!
We open room 8 and also send Charlotte and Emma into the cellar. It is at this moment that we see another familiar pattern emerge.
Can anyone move anything down here? Can you knock on the wall like this? Make a loud noise. Tap on a barrel.
Can you make the device flash on top? Okay. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you. Can you let go of that? Oh, thank you.
Can you go to the bin bag? Charles. Oh, and you just moved the bin bag down. And when the screen goes out, is it still on? Charles, it's the bin bag that's moving. Can you hear it, Charles? Yeah. Can you make a really loud noise on the bin bag? Charles, it moved. Did it? It moved. That's where it moved. That's where it moved. Can you make it go louder?
Battery's nearly dead.
Battery?
Well, that was a brand new full battery.
Are you going to do something later?
Okay, do then. I don't know if you can see, that was a full battery when I come in here.
Suddenly, David begins to sway and he does not feel right in room 8.
Okay, so I'm watching Dave and Sally in room 8 at the moment. Obviously experienced investigators. The battery is drained completely on his camera within 3-4 minutes, which he shows holding it up as well. Dave is freaking out, he's swaying, he feels ill, but again, experienced investigator, so he's carrying on at the moment. They've been getting spikes on the some of the equipment they got in. He doesn't look healthy, does he? Yeah, he wants to carry on, so...
It was as if my whole energy had just been taken away from me. It was like I just had fog in my brain. And the battery went. It was a brand new battery on the camera. Within 10 minutes, completely flat. I was swaying, short of breath. And I still I couldn't figure out a simple thing of how to put my battery in my camera.
We end Monday night's investigation with a session in the old brothel. We use the Paracast device and the paranormal puck, which displays full atmospheric readings and gives us a perfect scientific understanding of what is happening in the room.
How many of you can see us and hear us here? No response.
Sounded like 12.
12?
I thought
12. Twat, French.
Or twat in French, yeah. Maybe.
There is a link between
We
French.
do have, we've had French things come through before. You had that EVP, right?
Yeah. Oh.
Hello?
We believe the word trois, which is 3 in French, comes through, and it is immediately followed by a disturbance on the REM pod, which is here. We have had French links come through for many years here at Ye Old King's Head, and one theory suggests that one of the ladies that worked the brothel was French. Moments later, this happens.
Hello?
Torch.
What torch?
It's my little torch.
Why is that doing that?
It's the mag light.
Where is it?
It's a mag light. Right next to the REM pod.
If something goes near it,
If you put like an energy field near it, it'll light up. I don't know why. It just does it. It's a mag light.
What's that?
Why is my puck going crazy?
What's happening?
David and Sally's torch next to the REM pod suddenly comes on and then turns off again. We are not claiming this is evidence of the paranormal, but seconds later the puck device also recognises a change in air pressure, adding to the mystery of this session.
Pretty quiet night tonight. Good to be back though. Feeling quite tired, still jet lagged a little bit. Some interesting parts, some good stuff from room 8. Good stuff around the brothel area then. Hope tomorrow's a little bit more active.
Tonight was quiet. Probably the quietest we've ever seen it. But it gave us a great opportunity to do, like I said, to debunk and actually be able to potentially show you guys a little bit more of that. I think moving on this week, we just need to be putting people in the right places. Tonight we seem to miss little bits, and I think we can't always hit the mark every time, so it's onwards for the rest of this week. It's just me and Harry in tomorrow, and I am looking forward to it. And Thursday is going to be a jam-packed night, so it could still be a big week.
Been a useful investigation, this one. We've been able to show the viewers, you guys, some of the debunks that we can do, which you guys don't get to see a lot of, really. There were some frustrating moments tonight. There was a bit of activity that happened in room 2 that we couldn't debunk, but unfortunately we didn't get the audio set up in there and we missed it completely, which is the complications between filming a paranormal show and actually doing a paranormal investigation. You do miss these moments. There was an interesting session at the end with the brothel. The torchlight came on by itself. We had a bit of REM activity and a few spikes on the readings that the puck was giving out. But all in all, very quiet night, and we'll see what the rest of this week brings.
Last night, was our night, which was quite nice.
Yeah, it was nice not having
Danny wasn't here. It was good. We didn't hear about orbs once. Actually, no, tell a lie. Someone showed us a photo of an orb, didn't they?
He did.
Damn it. Anyway, last night was incredibly quiet. We did have a few moments though. The guys that stayed were all one big family. They kind of joined together most of the night, which was quite nice to see. One big group all coming in, 4 different rooms.
If Billy or Sarah are in the room with us now, can you come and say hello to us, please?
Can you come forward? Let us know that you're here. We know spirits have been here several times.
Earlier on into the investigation, we had everyone into room 6, and we think we got a reaction to Charles. Now, he's seemed to have dipped off the radar quite a bit recently with Alexander coming through, but it goes to show we can't include everything all the time. People here are getting stuff all the time for these names, but we just can't always include it all. We're so busy all the time now that we are having to pick and choose things, unfortunately. We didn't have proper microphones in there. They were using ITC devices on their phones. So again, we can't claim it was paranormal, but this was sort of what they caught.
Did you do something to someone here, Charles? We know something was
what was that?
There's a noise over there then.
It was the other
Happy on the window.
came to me.
K2's going off. Thank you.
Thank
Thank you, Charles. Thank you.
The rest of the night was incredibly quiet. Room 8 was quiet. We had a few bits in there, but nothing we deem too significant. And then as I was leaving, I was going to bed. You'd already gone.
Yeah, my head is banging.
It was about 2:30 in the morning, and we just start hearing all sorts. We're hearing voices, we're hearing bangs, we're getting K2 and REM pod reactions. So I grab a microphone quick, sit down, and carry on investigating.
I don't know.
Did you like working here when you were here?
Wow.
That is what it sounds like walking upstairs, isn't it? That's what it sounds like.
That's room 5 above us.
Wow. It is Wednesday night at my haunted hotel, and the local ghost tours are outside the building as tourists learn all about haunted Chester and the city's most haunted building. It has been a very quiet week so far, but with 2 more investigations to go, anything could happen.
Monday night, Clint, your name came through the Paracast in room 2. How are you feeling?
A bit strange. It's not a common name, is it really?
You've heard it, haven't you? It's clear as day.
It's quite specific, yeah.
I don't know, because now that is your name, Brett's name, Harry's name, my name, and a guest called Sindel, all in the space of 3 weeks.
You know, the weird thing is, though, he gets loads of activity in the kitchen since he's arrived here as well.
Are you a bit of a magnet, Clint?
I presume so, yeah.
What's going on, guys? It is Wednesday night, and we have another busy one in what has been so far an extremely quiet week at my haunted hotel. One of the quietest we've experienced, which is very confusing to us, but this is the paranormal. But after a week like last week, which was so active, this has kind of brought us back down to reality. Boys, last night,
quiet.
Yeah,
very quiet, and then all of a sudden quite good. It got strange. I was leaving, and it all of a sudden kicked off. So I grabbed a mic and a camera and kind of went with it, really, and stuck around a little bit longer just to see what was going on.
The worrying thing is, it's gone quiet since I've been coming back. I left last night and it went active.
That's true.
It's a pattern we're going to have to see. If it is you, then
I'm leaving.
Well,
sorry, guys.
It's quite scary to think that, really. But tonight it kind of falls in our favour because we've got people who have been before. We have Janine and Lottie who've brought their friend Rachel, and we have Rob and Gina, who have been to my haunted hotel before the business opened, but they've investigated the building. And we also have Paula and Carly back as well, who are regulars here. So everyone kind of knows what they're doing, they know what to do, and we are hoping that this is the turn of the tide.
So black mirrors are called items in paranormal. They are believed to act as gateways to the other side.
To the gentleman that likes to stay in this room, who's made his presence known before, can you come and say hello?
See, I've walked numerous times past that now.
That's the door that
And it's the door that falls. Yeah.
Hello.
You're in room 6.
No, we're not. Watch, I'll turn it round. Hello.
Where are you? Hang on, it's at room 5.
Yeah.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, room 5.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
It's crazy. Look. Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Have you seen them lights?
Wow.
Hey? Seen the lights here?
How are you, Jess? Are you okay?
I'm alright, yeah?
Okie dokie. Right, I can't stay on for long because we've obviously we've got to investigate. So thank you. We've got pictures of Harry and Danny, so we'll send them over in a bit. Okie dokie, lovey.
We have announced a very cool announcement today, which is we are opening a subscription service which will be available on every single streaming device possible. So smart TVs, iPhones, Androids, iPads, laptops, etc, etc. This will provide live streaming. It will also provide a spin-off series, and the first of those spin-off series is called My Haunted Hotel Behind Closed Doors, which will show what life is like here for the three of us, and stuff you just don't get to see on the YouTube show, and it is absolutely fascinating. That is what we can say. We'll also be dropping celebrity specials this year, and we still have possibly another very, very big announcement to make. We also have some shout outs, and the first one goes to Anya.
Bless you, Anya.
Who's brought us these incredible bracelets. A lovely 11-year-old girl who came today with her mum and some other guys and had a little trip round. And Brett, I know you've got a shout out for someone as well.
Yeah, last week I had the pleasure of meeting Adam and Dan, who came here from Milton Keynes. Wow. Unfortunately, his partner wasn't able to make it because she was up in Stoke doing some training. So big shout out to Adam and Dan, but also to Caroline. Really sorry you couldn't make it. The guys came here just to have a Hustler burger.
Wow. And
experience just the pub. I just happened to be here, shown them round. It was a pleasure to meet those guys.
It's great, and it's cold. Hey, there's that, isn't the dog's ripped that open?
Yeah, that's the boom box there, Rach.
Which is the
and
box?
they found,
the dogs ripped it
when
open.
they had the dogs in, trained dogs.
Yeah.
Because when they actually destroyed some of it, and they found that in the first page of the Bible.
Oh, it's there!
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they found Genesis.
In a desperate attempt to trigger activity early, we join guests together in room 5 and 6. Initially, this produces no results, but around 40 minutes later, this happens.
Oh. Is that you? Hello?
K2, by the door.
That is right by the door, isn't it?
Was there a creak in that corner then?
It sounded like a tap on the window.
Yeah.
Mm.
If that's you, thank you very much.
If you're here with us, could you give us a loud bang? Or find some way of saying hello? Could you knock the doll over?
What is in the chest? Is that again? What is in the chest? Why does it light up?
Is that you trying to talk to us?
Oh, wow.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Just going to check my phone now.
Are we speaking to a lady? If yes, can you light up the device again? Yeah.
Can you give us any noise, any taps? Can you do that for us, please? If so, can you light that up?
Wow.
Thank you, that's you coming through, thank you. Can you give us a little tap? Just go on.
Oh wow,
Thank you very much.
you.
Wow, thank you.
Thank you.
Oh my god.
Following this, we move everyone into room 6, and something happens outside of room 8, which we now believe could be a signal of what is to come. And in the next couple of hours, 2 of our guests will witness the true evil that exists within room 8.
Oh, what was that bang out there? There was a very loud bang out in the corridor.
Very loud bang in the corridor.
Very loud.
Where'd that come from?
Oh my word.
They're checking, it's like the corridor.
They're going to radio through. We need to isolate where that came from.
That was a really loud bang. Yeah. Nothing went off there. That box, that thing.
Did you get that loud bang in the corridor?
I think it's.
Guys, we're just trying to isolate where that came from. I'll be back in touch with you. We heard it very loud.
Oh my god, that is outside room 8.
Yeah. My first thought was the candlestick had fallen.
It was that loud.
This huge bang outside of room 8 was concerning, and as our guests head downstairs to the bottom floor, Paula enters room 8 alone. It is at this point of the investigation that a string of truly phenomenal events take place within a 20-minute period, and we are now about to highlight those for you.
So we're halfway through the night now. We sent half the team downstairs in the pub. They're doing an SDS method, and some of them are going into room 8.
Tell me their names.
All like spicy ones with
of course
flipping jalapenos.
Whoa!
That's what we do.
Thermal in the brothel.
What about it?
Someone's just gone past. Swear to God, bottom of the screen. Play that back.
Hello.
What we are about to show you has left us very confused as a strange anomaly moves past the table in the old brothel, but it only appears on the thermal imaging camera, which is completely unexplainable. It does not show up in infrared.
Nothing. There's nothing there. It's only on thermal. What with a heat signature has just moved past the bottom of that camera?
It's like a little kid running past
Good
or something,
spot.
isn't it?
I can't believe you spotted that.
Oh my god, what was that?
There is Mama. A trickster. An Orabas. A truth speaker. Speak to me.
As Paula continues to probe the UK's most haunted item, something is about to be captured, which is only discovered in the editing process, but it occurs 7.5 minutes after the thermal footage in the old brothel. We want you to watch this area closely, as we believe we have just captured compelling visual evidence. We will analyse this footage thoroughly later in this episode, but we pick things up in room 8, where this happens just 4 minutes later.
Are you weak? Is that why you are stuck in a box?
The voice of Jeanette, but it is not English, and she has spoken in a foreign language many times before at Tatton Old Hall. But as Rob and Gina enter room 8, anyone who doubts that this item is the real deal, then watch this session unfold.
We'd love to hear your voice. If you could ring that bell, or tap on the glass. Whoa, what was that?
Big bang. Somewhere around here.
Oh, I thought something.
Yeah, guys, we're watching. Keep going.
Okay. Thanks, Jeanette. That was really good. Can you do another?
If that's...
Whoa, well done. Did you hear that? No!
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
What does this mean, Jeanette? Oh my god.
What was that?
Of all the things captured in room 8 since we opened it, this is without doubt one of the most sinister, as a growl manifests within the room, and we must applaud Rob and Gina for staying so calm. The word demonic is one that is thrown around far too much in the paranormal world, and whilst many believe there are demonic attachments to the Grace doll, we cannot claim that as fact. Whatever this is, it is unnatural and extremely dangerous. Thursday awaited.
Well, guys, we are at the end of Wednesday's investigation, and it has been a very interesting one. And we're joined by two of the guests, guys. This is Graham and Lisa, and it is their daughter Jessica's birthday on the 1st of March. So, how old is she?
15 she'll be.
A massive happy birthday, Jessica. And that means in 3 years, you can be right here at My Haunted Hotel.
We'll still be here, doing the same thing day in and out. Every day.
Not bigger.
How have you found tonight, guys?
Very good.
Very good. Yes, enjoyed it.
Shame we didn't pick anything up on in room 8.
But I think she'd had a fill with everyone else.
There was a very big session just before yours, yeah. But
no, but yeah, it's been
very
great.
good.
Very good.
I hope you sleep well.
Oh yeah, if we
we'll
get
see.
to sleep, then we'll be back.
And we'll be back tomorrow, but Brett Jones won't be back.
I will not.
He's having a day off.
I am. I can't wait.
I'll see you tomorrow, guys.
Bye. Happy birthday, Jessica.
Cheers, thank you.
Bye.
Well, it is Thursday night at My Haunted Hotel, and a huge moment happened this afternoon. I stumbled across in the edit a possible full-bodied apparition. I hate to use that word because we have to absolutely be certain, as we were with the shadow figure that came down here, that it is actually an apparition. Now, it occurs whilst Paula is in room 8 last night with the Grace doll. Yeah. And it manifests here on the staircase. Now, Harry and I have just tried to replicate that footage. However, what we can say categorically, and we have the footage, is that nobody came up those stairs whilst it happened, and we will show you that footage right now. So we have to ask, what is this? What on earth is it coming up those stairs? Harry and I have walked up as if somebody was actually walking up the stairs, and we'll be able to sort of replicate that footage and see what that looks like, but nobody was there.
That's the weird thing. If someone had walked up, then 100% we can debunk it, but this is weird.
If we go through into the corridor here, and we'll be seen on this camera, which is the camera that caught it, and it seems to happen just around this bit here, and it is very much like a head kind of just passing the window. This one has us really, really stumped, guys, and we cannot explain it. That's the difficult thing now, because we have to actually come to terms with the fact that we may have once again captured another of this building's apparitions.
Take another look at our attempt to replicate this footage, and you will see that there are clear differences, and the main difference is that we cause a very clear shadow on the wall, something that does not happen on the original footage. You will also see clearly that it is us walking up the stairs, whereas the original footage appears to show a shape. It is, however, the main corridor camera that makes this truly unexplained, as nobody at all is seen coming up the stairs, and this leaves us with no explanation.
So again, yesterday, huge smells of garlic in here.
Yeah. Now, the footage that we captured last night during Rob and Gina's session in here is, in my opinion, one of the most disturbing pieces that we've captured so far. And I know, speaking to you earlier, you're really starting to understand now the hype around this thing.
Again, I didn't really mention it to you last night. I just went to bed quite early, didn't I?
Yeah.
I felt horrendous last night. Now, I'm not saying it's anything to do with the haunted artifacts or the building itself, but I've just come back off my holiday, so my body clock's still a bit of a mess. I felt horrendous last night. It could be just normal stuff for me in my body, I don't know, but it also could be something linked to this, which concerns me a little bit.
Our final investigation of the week, and one that held huge excitement after what we had discovered in the edit. There was a huge mix of activity occurring inside the building recently, from both the resident entities and the haunted collection.
What is going on, guys? It is Thursday night in my haunted hotel, and Harry and I are tired and we are stumped, because the last 24 hours, with what we found in the edit today, Stelios Achilleos has blown our brains.
It makes a change you phoning me for a change with the fandom footage, so yeah, I can't explain it.
It just goes to show as well that a lot of this sort of footage that we come across is by pure luck. If it wasn't for me strolling through a part of that corridor footage, which was actually meant to be used for what's known as B-roll, I'd have never even seen it. And it makes you think, and I know you said this for a long time, how much are we missing, even with all these cameras?
Exactly. In an ideal scenario, we'd have one person watching one camera 24 hours a day, wouldn't we?
Harry and I immediately joined the guests with the handheld cameras, and as we move from room to room, nothing is happening. We pick things up in room 5, and one of our guests has just captured a Class A EVP, and something we have not heard for a long time.
I've just walked into room 5. This group believe they've heard the baby crying, which occurs behind this wall, and they've captured it. Listen.
I heard a baby. I was just saying, I've never heard a baby.
I heard something come.
Danny, I think we just heard a baby.
Oh my word.
Paul, is that you?
It's 3 times that happens. If you play it back, there's 3 times.
Moments later in room 2, this happens.
Helen and Gemma are now in room 2. They've just radioed through, claim they've heard footsteps going down the corridor outside of room 2, which is the main top floor corridor. We've played this back, and we're about to break the news to them that this is what we would deem to be disembodied footsteps.
Really loud ones as well, aren't they?
Guys, we have checked that footage back, and we can confirm that those footsteps are unexplainable. They wander down the main corridor outside of room 1 and 2. We have checked all the other rooms, nobody else moves. They are what we would deem to be disembodied footsteps.
We then send Helen and Gemma into room 6 to join a paracast session with Lee, Emma, Karen and Sue. Meanwhile in room 5, Paul is overcome with sudden emotion.
It's not sure, but I'm feeling upset.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
You want to step out? violence. This is
Violence.
like happy parent thing. Are you okay? Okay.
Really upset.
Go down to Harry. Just go sit out for a minute. Go on.
I'll bear it for a minute.
Okay.
Paul, don't fight it.
If something's not going right.
I'll bear it for a minute.
Alright. Okay. If you need to, go down to Harry, okay? That's happened a few times with people in here. They've got an overwhelming sadness.
But it's not like me. I haven't been upset for 2 or 3 years. Not properly.
Yeah, but this place has a weird way of affecting you.
For 3 hours straight, not a single point of interest occurs, and once again, we must reiterate that this is the reality of paranormal investigation.
Nothing's happening, guys. We are trying our absolute hardest, but we've captured an incredible 2 pieces of footage this week, so I'm happy.
Thursday's investigation faded out, but we had still been able to capture clear footsteps earlier in the night, and it just goes to show that even quieter weeks here still produce moments of true paranormal gold.
Well, I'm glad the week's over. It's been quiet, I think, in general. Some really cool stuff's happened. Well, last night was some really cool stuff happened, but I think the rest of the week's been really quiet. Had a few little bangs in the brothel area then, but nothing significant tonight at all. Bring on next week.
We're shattered. It has been a very long week, a week which has not really lived up to last week, but then what we have caught on the thermal imager and what we caught last night on the staircase has just surpassed it in terms of compelling evidence. We've had different types of stuff happen this week. The grey stall in room 8 for me, truly disturbing with what happened on Wednesday night. Tonight has been very, very quiet indeed. A couple of bits that happened, but I think we really now need to look at just how significant these 2 captures have been in terms of the thermal imaging and what's happened on the staircase. We will work into the weekend still trying to attempt to debunk, but I honestly don't think we can come up with an explanation. Good night.